So, our final guest is Norian Love, and Norian is an award-winning author, screenwriter. He's a songwriter and a poet, and he has lots of stories. He's a two-time award finalist for his
Nice.
book, and I don't know if Norian Love is like his pen name or his real name.
Sound like a pen name.
Since he writes about love, so maybe that's why he wanted to incorporate it with his name. So anyway, Norian Love, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you for having me. Welcome. Thank you for doing this. This is cool.
But thank you for being here. Welcome to the show.
Now, are you in Houston?
I'm in Houston, H-Town, Pearland.
Okay,
Texas.
Pearland.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Oh, y'all are neighbors, kind of.
I have
Wait,
two
wait.
really good friends
You said
that
we're
moved
neighbors?
here too. Pearland?
Did you say we're neighbors?
Or you mean
Well,
me? You mean me?
yeah, I was talking about you. I don't live in Houston.
Oh, okay. Well, from where I live, Pearland is like another whole nother country.
That's why I said kind of.
You know
That's why I
how
went like
Houston
this.
is. He's at least he's an hour from me. I
Yeah,
think I've
yeah,
only been to
yeah.
Pearland once because I'm near FM 1960. If you know where that is.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah, look, you're right. That's a
That's
plane trip. That's a plane trip. I can go
yeah.
Not a
Hobby.
plane trip.
I can go from Hobby and get it off in Bush and be there probably faster than I could drive to see you, especially now. You know?
Well,
Especially now.
my nephew lives in Katy. How close are you to Katy?
Katie's
Oh, see,
nowhere near either one of us.
it's just a west. It's like if they had an airport there, it'd be the same flight. I just have to take a different flight. It's the same
Yeah.
flight. Yeah, yeah,
Katie,
yeah, yeah,
Katie's nowhere near either one of us.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
big
Wow.
We
Houston
both would have to fly. That was two different flights. She coming from Bush, I'm coming from Hobby. We meet in Katy. You know that's what that would
Love it.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Katie is far west.
yeah.
Houston.
Katy,
And he
me as well.
is he's southeast, I think, where he is.
It
Southeast, or
was
he's southeast or south.
far. No, it's far west for me too, because I'm south. I'm south. I'm south.
You're
So I
south.
would have to go southwest to get to Katy.
Okay. So
And so but
I'm
you would just be coming from the
northwest.
north. I'll be coming from the south.
Right.
That's
I'm
how far. Yeah,
northwest, but I'm still not near Katy. I'm nowhere near
yeah,
Katy.
yeah.
Well,
Me and
I'll
you
That's
are
just
why
say
straight
when
north.
this.
Rhonda came to Houston and she was in Katy, I said, "Oh well, I won't get to see her this time."
Well, I'll just say this.
What you-
Catch your flight and come see us at the National Black Book Festival in October.
I will. I will book my ticket because no. I will tell you this. I had to redo a little bit of research, and this is what's fascinating about Houston. Why it's so big? Because y'all on the whole other side. I've never even seen. I've been here the majority of my life. That's a cheat code hidden part of the city.
Wow.
And I'm a student of the city. I've caught the bus everywhere in the city growing up. You know, and when I saw where you were, I was like, I don't even understand where that is.
Yeah, because
Like
there
I've
is
never.
no bus. There's no bus.
Where are we? And that's what's so cool about this city. Like you would just go. You'd be like, I never knew this existed. It's that big. You know?
Houston
Wow.
is like that. There are parts of Houston, and I've been here a long time. I'm not from here, but
Well,
there are
I
many
just have
parts of
one.
Houston I've never seen. It's
I
You'd
just
be
have
like,
one
different.
what?
question though. Has the turkey
Mhm.
leg hut opened yet?
I
Now,
don't
see,
think
I
they're
thought you
gonna
was never
open
gonna tell me
back
about
up.
this though. Like, I don't know if they. I don't look.
I don't think they're
Look.
gonna open back up. They had a
You know,
dispute. They had a husband-wife dispute, and then they got a divorce, I think. And then he opened another restaurant called the Shrimp Hut or the Lobster Hut or
see, and see, she knew what she was doing. She knew all that. She was trying to troll. She knew
he
all of
just
that. She
called
knew
it
all
a
of that.
name. So I don't think so.
She all of that. That's why she laughed so hard. She was trying to troll. I'm glad you felt that trap. I didn't have to fall into it. Yeah, see, sometimes.
I figured
See,
she knew because she asked me about the turkey hut, the last turkey leg hut
mhm,
Well, I
last time she
always
was there.
ask because I went there one year, like a couple years ago, and I enjoyed my little turkey leg, and I wanted another turkey leg, and then I found out they were gone. In fact, everything I wanted to visit in Houston was gone. The turkey leg hut was gone. The winery was gone. The winery in Katy was gone. The black bookstore in Katy was gone. I didn't have anywhere to go last year.
Yeah, and that was a nice bookstore.
it was.
Yeah.
When it
It
opened in
was.
Katy, what was it? Brown Sugar.
Brown suit. Yeah,
It
we did
was
an event there.
very nice.
We had a good time. I'll tell you guys, this was fun. We did I do so the poetry part of it, right? I used to host this show um right after the pandemic called Snaps, which was kind of like it was SNAPZ, like verses. So it was like
Yeah.
poetry verses, right? And so we would just get on and we would vibe. We were in the pandemic, and so when we came out of the pandemic, um, they wanted to do something live, and we did that Brown Sugar. And when I tell you that was an epic night, I just seeing all the people just showing up and showing out for poetry, and just everyone was just excited to kind of get out the house again, right? So it was like
Yeah,
but I mean, we had four phenomenal poets to like a sold out audience. It was just a good time. But yeah, so shouts out to them. They were a good. That was a good time in the city for sure. They were
yeah,
by.
yeah.
Well,
She
tell
had
us
a
about
nice
you.
place.
Yeah, what am I saying? We're talking all this Houston stuff, but tell us about
Yeah,
you.
I was gonna say, tell us about you and your book.
Oh yeah, I guess. Which books we talking about? We were just having,
Your
so much
late. Let's
Houston stuff.
go.
We were
Let's
like
start with
turkey
your
leg.
latest
What
book.
book do you want to tell us about?
Um, well, I'll give you my spill real quick. I mean, because
Okay.
there's a couple of dynamics here. So, um, obviously we talked about the poetry, so that's kind of how I got into writing. I will always be a poet at heart. I've always been enamored with the idea of love, and I don't know where that came from. It's just what it's been, you know. But from there, I started writing romance novels, and so Money, Power, and Sex was my first novel, which was based off of um, the majority of creativity, but placed in, since y'all from Houston, I used to work for a company called Enron, so there was a little bit of the corporate
Excuse me.
setting dynamics.
Excuse me. I'm from New Orleans and I live
No,
in
I'm
DC.
sorry. I'm sorry. And
But carry on, carry on.
as we were saying, that yeah, okay, yeah. So I was in the flow too. So, but it's okay. Uh, but yeah. So it's about the So there's a little bit of corporate stuff, and then that just kind of they call that the rabbit hole, and and there's a lot that you're going to find out on the rabbit hole because there's just a lot of stuff going on. But then I decided to go into a little bit of a more, if you could call it, softer romance with the seasons of love. And so right now I have autumn and winter out. And what makes these two particular stories unique is they have original music written and composed by me and then sung by other people. I can't sing to save my life, but like we put it together so we had a really fascinating experience to bring the world together. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
So how does a person um experience your book with the music? Is it they have to get the audio book? Is that what it is?
No, actually, like I said, it's you go to any streamer and you type in Norian Love the book, and the book will give you the instructions on how to do this, right? But if you don't, if you just want to, if you're casual, just listen to R&B, because what I will tell you is that we got some we got some really talented people to make some really incredible songs. I was able to lend my hand, and if you read Autumn, you'll understand there's a deeper layer to all of it, honestly. But yeah, I was able to, lend my layer as far as songwriting, maybe, made the beat together. But like the people who sang, the people who sang these songs, kudos to them, man, because we pushed creativity, and I think that's what was so cool about it. So Go to any one of your digital streaming platforms, type in Norian Love, type in if you get there, you're gonna get two soundtracks. It's gonna be Autumn and Winter. And they're theme based, so obviously Autumn has a sound and a vibe to it. Winter's pretty much a Christmas album, so but with some other stuff in there. So you gotta, so the mood will help you set. And we just tried to be creative.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube,
Okay.
Spotify, Amazon,
Okay. Okay.
anywhere, anywhere they sell music.
And we can
We
just
got
look for Norian Love on any of those
Norian
platforms.
Love, and just type in, and I mean, and I'll tell you a couple. So my personal favorites right now, now the stuff that we got coming, that's my favorites because like when you do these things, right? You don't know at first. You're just trying it, so and then you get a little bit more comfortable, and then and so this is like where I like to say where your roux got settled. So spring is where I'm at right now. The roux is ruined right now, so I'm like, okay, we really, but all that to say, if you check out the growth between autumn and winter on any one of these, I think that they're both extremely heartfelt. They're really good classic throwback. I grew up in the '90s, so I'm like a '90s R&B baby. So it's just that kind of vibe, all of it, all the way through. And then I'm a student of music, so like I pull inspiration from a lot of the people that I kind of grew up listening to. And then if you ever read any of my books, you're gonna read something about a musical journey because that's my baby. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
so this is just a way to blend the world. So yeah, go to any digital streamer, you type it in. I'll give you my personal favorites real quick. There's a song called Everything, Heaven, and Bedroom Details. That's off of Autumn. And then off of Winter, there's Destiny, Please Don't Look Back, Until the End. And or the end of it's actually called the end of winter. No, it's called Spring is Coming, I think. I can't remember. But the last song on that one. That's my favorite. And so yeah, it's just it's a good time. It's a good time.
Okay. Somebody says so. It's not an audiobook, but a soundtrack.
Yeah, it's a complete entirely. It actually the songs are written again. They're written by me. They're produced by me, but they're written in direction for the book. You mean so
Okay.
when you're reading the book, like I write to music. So with these particular books, like if you look at some of my playlists, you'll see my musical taste. But like with these particular books, they wouldn't come out without me doing something else. So then that's kind of how I didn't know anything about music. So like what you're really seeing in this is me learning everything I could about music and applying it. You mean, and so
Okay.
that's what you're really seeing. And so it's all just growth and just understanding, like, but I had to be able to get it had to sound like it sounded in my head. You know what I mean?
Right,
And so that's
right.
what you're seeing every single time. It's like, and I'm a critic too. There's a song I don't like that one. You know now, but it's like, but every single one of them, it was like just an evolution. So I hope you guys but what's cool in the cohesion is they fit whether I objectively looking at the music, however I feel about it, I'm my harshest critic, but the cohesion of the music with the book is like yeah, do that.
Okay. Now I'm a music aficionado, so I don't play anything, but I know music. But I like certain. No, seriously, I like certain kind. I like old
Come on.
school music because it's real music. So
Mm-hmm.
I preface my question with that. So is there instrumentation on your soundtrack or is it just all computer generated? And if it is just a computer, I'm not gonna, I've heard some, if the vocals are good, then I can live with the computer. But if it's just like average vocals and all computerized, then no. So I just want to know before I'm gonna check it out, but I want to know beforehand so I can know what to expect. So why you going like that?
Come on now, like come on now, like we're from Texas. Like you think we don't have step over. I don't have step over.
You know how some stuff is.
They
You
don't
know
have step
Now,
over.
how
see, I'm
some of
gonna
this
do that. We from
music
Texas stuff
is.
because y'all,
I'm not from
said
Texas.
Beyonce is a country singer just because she's from Houston.
Wait, no. See, hold on. See. First of all, you're not gonna get me in trouble. Second of all, second of all, second of all, look. All I'm saying is, I can just speak for me. Everything I do, like I figure it out, and then I get it because I don't want to shortchange anybody. So yeah, to answer your question, no, you I hope you're impressed. I hope that I hope you can at least appreciate the true work. Like if you listen to Bedroom Details and come back to me and ask that question, that particular song, just like what was done with the horns, everything that happened.
I like that.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Well, you said horns, so that's some instruments. I'm
Yeah,
hopeful now. There's hope. So, because what I don't, and I can appreciate beats if it's more to it than just beats. It has to
hmm
have some good vocals. And what
hmm
I don't appreciate is being cussed at on the song, which is
mm
why I don't listen to rap because it's too much cuss. It's just
well, see,
I I, I
I
can't.
consider
But
myself
Rhonda likes it. Rhonda likes some of it.
no, whoa,
But
whoa, 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 whoa,
you
whoa.
told me you did.
I
You
like
told
some,
me you
no,
did.
I do like some rap, but I don't like being cussed at on a song
Oh,
either.
okay.
But I'm a
Okay.
bit of a music aficionado myself. In fact,
hmm
today while I was at work, I was listening to a group that y'all probably haven't even thought of, Alabama Shakes. That that is some music. Y'all need to look that up.
Okay,
Okay. Now, what kind
okay,
of music is it?
Well, the way I would describe it is it's like soulful country.
okay.
Okay.
Now
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna give you
Alabama
one.
Shakes.
I'm gonna
Okay.
give you one
Alabama
since we're
Shakes.
along that
I'm gonna
line.
write it down.
Uh,
I'm gonna give you one since we're along that lines. It's not country, but it's very soulful. I would call it a um a modern soulful. This is gonna sound like you. This will make more sense when you hear her. Acid rock.
okay,
Boom.
okay,
You
I
okay.
mean
can appreciate some rock
yeah,
because you know
yeah,
why?
right,
It's a
right.
band there.
Yeah, but this
They
is
have a
acid
band.
rock. Acid rock is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, name
Lady
a couple
Blackbird.
of groups. Name a
If you
couple of
listen to
groups.
Lady Blackbird, you're gonna hear this
Okay.
woman's her voice. Her voice is angelic. It's it's a painful Aretha Franklin. Is the best way I can put it. Like a
I'm writing
pain,
it.
like you know what I mean.
Okay,
If
a
she stepped,
painful Aretha
yeah,
Franklin.
that's what it is, man. It is. I mean, the power that she has and the raspiness that comes with it. You could just tell that like she can do more, but this is enough because we can't deal
Mm,
with this. You know what I mean? And so I love that about I love the way that music makes us feel. You know what I mean? I love the way that books makes us feel. So this is a marriage, and so
I
that's
like
kind of
that.
what I'm trying to do. Is like try to really get to the root of the emotion because I think that like sometimes what's so beautiful about a book is that you'll read it and then you want to live in the world after it. And one thing that I find about songs is that you can always live in that moment that you had when you heard that song for the first time. So
Mhm.
what I call the marriage is kind of like the if you had this and this was going on, maybe you can kind of keep that world with you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Now we've been talking a lot about music, but
I know.
um, we haven't talked about the books.
It sounds
Right.
like they go. It's a marriage.
Well,
It
they
is
are
a bit
They
of
married,
a
go
but
marriage.
then
together.
we can
They
go down the
go
rabbit
together.
hole, which is a different vibe. Because you're right, money, power, and sex is they call me the plot twist king because if you want twist, turn, suspense, what happens next, um, this book is full of that, and so we try to like it's this series, and I'm only just telling you what people say. I don't want to. It sounds, but we're talking, so I have to say it because we're talking to new people specifically. Um, they've called it Power Beats Game of Thrones, and I did like that analogy just because of the what I really try to hang my hat on as a writer is the work of building the character. I do want these characters to stay with you. You know, I
Okay.
want them to be relatable people. Like even if I'm not this person, even if I don't like this person, I can understand their motives. And so that's kind of what I hang my hat on with that. And so hearing those kind of compliments really like I mean I'm humbled by it because like man you have to say that you know what I'm saying? Like and you chose those words for this okay I'm gonna repeat that one day because I man it made me feel good so here we are.
Now, when did Money, Power, Sex come out? I feel
Man,
like I remember that book.
yeah
I feel like it
think
was out when we had the bookstore.
maybe
I think
so I mean I don't know when did you at the bookstore it's been a minute.
two, 2000 to 2010.
No it was after that
It
it
was
was
after
after that it was
that.
after that
Okay. But
it was
I
after that.
feel like I've heard of the book though.
Yeah, well, like it, they, like
Mhm.
it's one of those books that when people read it, you know, I'm gonna hear from them. You know what I'm saying? And I check all my DMs stay open, so like I hear from them. So I enjoy that because it just tells me that like man, you were on to something with this, and just keep going. And so yeah, you know, have a good time with it. But I love the fact I love talking to Reeds about it because I love to hear their conspiracy theories about where it's going next and what's happening, and you know,
What do you
So,
say? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
well,
Gwen.
I was gonna say what made you pick love as your kind of lane? Like,
I think see going back to the original part of this, I think it chose me. You know, I don't think I chose it. I think that the poetry was always there. I was telling someone like in another interview not that long ago, like I remember the first poem I wrote, I was in sixth grade. And this is just always, and then as you go through this journey, you start seeing things, right? And he was like, "Oh man, you used to always have your notebook," or "Oh man, you know," and so it was just there, you know. And so, you know, you gotta, you. It's one of those statements where God doesn't call the qualified; He qualifies the called. You know, you just gotta just show up for the thing that's in you.
That's
So that's what I'm
that's
doing.
a very poignant statement
mm,
because if you look at everybody he's called, they did not feel qualified. And if you really look at it, they weren't qualified, but he qualified them.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I spent 20 years in analytics before I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I like literally, this was not anyone that knew me in the previous life knew me with computers and technology. It was such a left brain living. So to do any of this, I wouldn't have been able to script it. You know?
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have guests on the show, especially like this year that are tech, have a tech background, but then they
Mm,
started writing stories.
yeah. I
I
don't
mean,
know. I
we've
mean,
had several like
really.
that. This year, in the past too, but seems like more this year. Now, you said you uh, had a career or a job or whatever at Enron. I have an Enron story, but I won't tell it on this show.
We all got an Enron story, man. I gotta say that. We all got an Enron story. If you're from Houston, you got an Enron story. But I love it.
Yeah, I never
Look,
worked there, but I do have a Enron connection story. It wasn't positive. It started
I
off
know
positive, but
you
it
took the
didn't end
words
up
out my
positive.
mouth. It wasn't going to end well. If I knew anything else about the story, I knew it wasn't going to end well. I knew that. I knew that. You took the word. You beat me to it.
And it was around the time, like a year before the collapse,
Yeah.
you know. So and
That
that
was
was, a lot of people. Enron used to be the Houston company. They used to be the it
yeah.
in
Yeah.
Houston,
You know,
and
I grew up there, so to me, it's weird because I always had a different relationship with it because I was in my teens when I started working there, and then like I was working in technology, so it wasn't even like it was a
Mhm.
great job.
Mhm.
For my age, well, it was a great job for any age, honestly. But for that age, I had more money than I knew what to do with at 18. And so
Nice.
it's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, they pay very well, but
yeah, they
as
pay
it turned,
well. They pay for
in the
school.
end, it disappeared like it wasn't real money. I guess that
Yeah.
that's a whole. That's a whole. But the way it happened was so fast. Like the end was like in like days. It was like immediate.
See, here's the thing about that, and I don't want to dwell too long on this because
No, I
look,
know.
it's still things out there. But look, here's the thing about that. Um, when you were internal, it actually it was almost 9 months of this. You mean like truth be
Oh.
told, you almost saw it a year in advance. When you look back in hindsight, you're like, oh. That's why that happened,
Mhm.
but we all knew every week, hey, what's this? Hey, what's going on here? We knew something was up. We just didn't know
What it
it was
was.
this, and
Mhm.
so and those signs I could easily say you talk to anybody from those times, they probably started a year in advance,
Yeah. Well, that's
because
yeah, and
nobody wants to
when
go to jail.
when somebody told me that worked there that they were selling the weather, they were like selling bets on the weather almost. Selling
Wow.
shorts on the weather. Like,
See,
how can
look,
you do that when you can't you can't predict the weather? So that didn't make sense to me when somebody told me that was a year before it happened. But anyway, that you brought up Enron, and then it just brought it back to my mind. But
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
Norian, if we're at the end of our show, I want to make sure people know how to find your music
Oh
and your
yeah.
books. So,
Um, I am. This is what we're gonna do. Like
okay,
my website, everything's my name. So
okay.
norianlove.com is my website. If you can go there, we have some dope stuff. I'd love to work with you directly. We try to offer a world class experience as far as getting your books. So that's a big part of the experience on that. Social media, any platform, Norian Love. I'm trying to build that TikTok. So go over there. We'll have content pretty soon because you can either write or create reels where you're doing this all day. And I just tell the story. I don't know, but and then for the music or anything, everything's Norian Love. So just you know um, follow, like, share all the stuff that helps build in the algorithm. That just do that. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. This was a really fun interview.
And we're definitely going to check you out. I'm going to check out your music, and I'm going to DM you whether I like it or don't like it or neutral. I'm going to DM
Look, both of you. I hope to hear from both of you because I am my harshest critic, and I don't criticism doesn't bother me. I love feedback. So
Well, you're
please,
going to hear from
please,
me tonight because I'm about to follow you on your platforms.
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, hit me as soon as I'm on my phone right now, but as soon as I get
Okay.
off the phone, I'm gonna follow you back. We'll be in
Okay.
the DMs. I'm like, see, I told you this is what I was trying to tell you, but you, and so we can do that. We have fun.
Okay. All
Okay.
right, then. Have a great night, Norian.
Thank you, ladies. Have a good night.
Thank
Take
you. Bye
care.
bye.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.